This is Scott Bauer on the floor of the CME Group. Small gains in the energy space today after what has been a rout over the last week or so. West Texas WTI up a little bit today after hitting a 4-month low yesterday down to 52.16, closing today just above 54. Brent crude down 10% since January 20th, closing today just above 59. Now, the big concern is demand is in question over the coronavirus that we're seeing, people canceling travel plans, canceling flights, and really, honestly, there's a very interesting question out there. Everyone is focusing on the coronavirus, what that is going to do to crude, what that is doing to energy. However, we still have what's going on in Libya and Nigeria, and the potential loss of a few 100,000 barrels a day from coming out of China and from the coronavirus. How does that compare to what the actual loss coming out of Libya, 1 million barrels a day of supply coming out of Libya? So it's really hard to balance that situation there. And really what this leads to is the psychological trade and how the markets really trade not just on data, not just on fundamental data, but on the psychological trade as well. Now, underpinning crude today and underpinning energy overall today, some news out of OPEC that they are strongly considering extending their cuts, not just through March, which was the original dateline there, but all the way out to June. We've also seen recent builds in fuel products, the EIA and API data. We're going to get that tomorrow, and there's an expectation of a build for crude stockpiles of about 460,000 barrels. We'll have to see if that supply keeps on building and building. Gas build expectations of over 1.1 million barrels as well. And report that U.S. oil production also is set to average about 13.3 million barrels per day in 2020, which is up almost 10% from where it was just in 2019. It seems just like yesterday that the U.S. was producing 10 million barrels a day, then 11, and now expected to be over 13.3 million barrels per day. Natty gas, natural gas, up about 2% today to 190, coming off some of the lows. Again, ahead of Thursday's inventory report, which is coming from the Department of Energy. 198 is an area to look for resistance ahead, and down below 183 for support. Scott Bauer on the floor of the CME Group.